This is gravity of attraction. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been with someone where nothing is technically wrong? No big red flags, no obvious drama, no moment you can point to and say, that's it. But deep down, something just feels off. And the worst part, you can't even explain it to your friends because on paper, everything looks fine. But inside, it doesn't feel right. If you've ever felt that, listen closely because it's usually not one big mistake. It's a pattern, and patterns don't show up loud. They show up quietly and slowly change how you feel. Let's break a few of them down. The always busy guy. This guy is permanently booked. Every time you try to make plans, crazy week, deadlines, work is insane. At first, it feels impressive. He's driven, focused, hustling. But then you start noticing something. He's busy, but never too busy to scroll, never too busy for friends, never too busy when it benefits him, just busy when it comes to you. So you adjust. You stop asking to hang out. You tell yourself you're being needy, and slowly, you lower your standards just to keep the peace. Until one day you realize you're not dating him. You're dating his free time. The I just care guy. At first, it feels like attention. He asks where you are, who you're with, why someone liked your post. It feels like interest until it doesn't. Now you're explaining harmless things, defending normal interactions, double-checking what you wear. He says it's because he cares. But caring shouldn't feel like surveillance. And when you start editing who you are, just to avoid reactions, that's not protection. That's pressure. The subtle controller. He doesn't look controlling. He just knows what he wants. He picks the restaurant, chooses the movie, makes all the plans. At first it feels attractive, decisive, confident, until you realize you haven't chosen anything in weeks. Every suggestion becomes, yeah, but what if we do this instead? You don't argue because it's easier not to, but slowly you start adjusting your preferences, and relationships aren't supposed to feel like auditions. The future over present guy. He's always building something, always chasing the next goal, the next move, the next level, and he tells you, I'm doing this for us. But us always feels like it's scheduled for later. Later when things calm down. Later when he's more stable. Later when the timing is right. And you sit there wondering, when does now matter? You don't want to compete with his ambition, but you also don't want to feel like a side quest in his life, the irresponsible one. This isn't about money, it's about mindset. He spends without thinking, shrugs off responsibilities, it'll work out. At first, it feels carefree, until you realize you're the only one thinking long term. You're planning, you're calculating, you're worrying, and suddenly the relationship feels unbalanced, not emotionally, practically, and that kind of imbalance turns into stress faster than people admit, the conflict escalator. You bring up something small, something that bothered you, and suddenly it turns into a war. Voices rise, old issues come back. Everything feels intense. After a few times, something changes in you. You stop bringing things up. Not because you don't care, because you're tired. When communication feels dangerous, you choose silence. And silence slowly builds distance. The image-obsessed guy, he cares about how everything looks. The pictures, the perception, the impression. He wants the relationship to be impressive. He talks about status, how others see him, and you start to notice something. He cares more about the highlight reel than the actual connection. You start to feel like part of a brand. And even if everything looks perfect from the outside, it can feel strangely empty on the inside. Here's the truth. None of these men are monsters. They're patterns, and patterns don't scream at you in the beginning. They whisper, but over time, they shape how you feel. And if you constantly feel smaller, confused, or drained, it's usually not random. It's something your mind has already noticed, even if you haven't fully said it out loud yet.